Alrighty then. Given that Rhythm Heaven Groove is the most recent Rhythm Heaven game, this one is gonna be a breeze. Let's start with hoop treading, and right off the bat, I don't even know what this is. This is probably in the easy category, assuming you don't have to wear a costume like these, I guess, white bubble creatures do. But other than that, this is like pretty easy. It's literally just running on a road and jumping through hoops. It doesn't have to be that hard. Broadly Good Show is an actual thing people do in real life, so clearly it's going to go in really easy. Like, I don't need to explain much there. There are literally people who do this show. This dog. This dog is not as easy as people might think. Like, I know people will be like, oh, this is something you can do in real life, but you would actually have to train your dog really well in order to do it and beat the song. So for that reason, I'm putting it in possible category. Not hard per se. I don't know how hard training a dog is, but it definitely isn't easy what they're doing in this minigame. So, yeah. Also, this is probably one of my favorite minigames in the entire game, just a fun fact. Feeding the Beast. Now, this one is pretty interesting because I'm pretty sure you would need some mechanism to make it do this little circular road thing where the person has to walk infinitely. But actually, doing the activity itself wouldn't be that hard because you're essentially just catching food in your mouth, which is something we used to do back in middle and high school as like a joke. So I would definitely put this minigame in the possible category just because of that alone. And I know if you had to make these flowers, like these weird heart flowers, it would be an impossible for obvious reasons. But assuming that it's just like, I don't know, a machine shooting out candy pellets at you, this would be pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe possible just because it'll require a lot of aim practice, but I don't think it would be that hard. Ribbit Rocket. Now, Ribbit Rocket is interesting because assuming you have to have frogs or humans do it, I'm sorry, but you cannot launch somebody from a lily pad this high into the sky. It's just not physically possible, even if it is humans doing it, much less frogs doing it. So I'm gonna have to put this one in impossible. I'm sorry, Ribbit Rocket. Stop and Go Stop. Now, this one is, I would say, pretty easy, but pretty dangerous as well, as every driver has to be locked in order to not mess up, because even a single person messing up can cause total disaster. Only one wrong timing and you're having a car accident. So while it is pretty easy to do, I would think theoretically, it is one of the more dangerous mini games on this list. But yeah, so far right off the bat, Rhythm Heaven Groove has a nice track record going for it. Hop and Slide is very easy. Not only is this a video game in lore, so you could just program a game to do this, which would not be hard in the slightest, but also doing the activity would be extremely easy as you're just running over hurdles and sliding under them. Now, this last section of the song where it speeds up to crazy proportions, that's literally a glitch. So I don't know, if you were doing it in real life, this wouldn't happen. But if you made a video game, I feel like it would be even easier to do. So either way you want to look at it, this one goes at the top of really easy. Pop Don't Drop is also really easy because you're literally just popping balls. Assuming that these aren't made of like titanium or something, and that they're just a very easy crackable alloy, then this should be extremely easy to do. I don't know how you get the confetti to come out as you do it, but that could just be like a sound system or something, I don't know. Slice and Dice Kitchen. This one would be possible. Now, I know people will think this will be a very easy one, but it actually would be pretty hard to catch the broccoli in tandem with this like momentum. Not hard by any means, but it would require some skill. And also chopping up the vegetables while you do this would probably be really dangerous, so you would have to look out for that as well. But other than that, all you're doing is literally catching vegetables to the beat of the song. It would be kind of stressful, but it would not be like cataclysmically difficult or anything. Sneezy Moon. Impossible. Sorry, but there's no live moon that can sneeze in the dead of night. Assuming that you could create the moon from like, I don't know, a giant sound system, it would still not work because it would have to float on its own, and also it would have to play its loud noise. And I don't think there's any technology on Earth that is capable of making a self-sustaining moon like the one depicted in this game. So, sorry Ghost, you don't get to do your fun little sneaky spirits cosplay. Crab Snacks. Alright, once again, if you have to train crabs to do it, it's impossible. If you're doing it with humans that are just standing still and tossing food around, probably easy, not really easy because you would still have to bounce, but they're literally like just playing volleyball with like fruit and nuts. So it's whatever you assume it is. If it's real crabs, impossible. Humans, easy. Hop, Stop, and Roll. This one was actually pretty interesting. So assuming again it's not like these little toy creatures, it would actually be pretty hard because the way I would think you would do it is that you would have to wear like a sleeping bag, and if the humans are wearing a sleeping bag, they would have to hop to the beat of a song. And then doing a front flip like they do in the minigame would actually require a lot of athleticism. So I actually think this would be extremely hard, actually. That front flip alone makes it extremely difficult to, like, coordinate with other people. Not to mention the constant stamina that's required to keep up with the tempo. This one borders on impossible, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely one of the hardest so far. Fruit Flex, another extremely hard, probably impossible minigame. So the issue with it is probably not what you think. I don't think bouncing the fruit is what makes it difficult. I think it would be aiming the fruit to the other bicep of your arm and also doing it at a constant steady pace to the point where you don't get tired. That just requires an inhuman amount of strength in my opinion. And the fact that he does it with dumbbells in the second half of the game, yeah, no, this is not going to be possible. I applaud this bodybuilder for doing this. This is an absolutely crazy stunt. Alien Alphabet. If you think real aliens, impossible. If it's just a human imitating the alien, really easy. It just takes your take whatever you want. I'm putting it impossible just because of the alien, but whatever one works, it's just how you view it. Can do. Can do is also probably in, I would say, hard, not easy, but it wouldn't be impossible, not even close. Especially if the mallet is light and you're just smashing like Coca-Cola cans, then it becomes probably really easy to just time it to the smash. But assuming they're like bigger cans, I'll put it in hard just because you have to wield a giant hammer, and doing it to the temple would be kind of tricky, but it's not even close to being hard. It might just be in the possible category because I don't even think it would be that hard to wield the mallet. I don't know. It's up to y'all. Backup Spotlight. Not only is this something that people do in real life, but it's also not even hard to do for people who are new to it. Like, all you're doing is moving to the tempo of a song. It will require maybe a few practices, but this is really easy, just like Brawley Show and the other ones. Flutter Speed. This one is impossible. Insects do not move to the beat of a song, unfortunately. You could theoretically do this with robots, but then I would just kind of be breaking that category since this is meant for factory-based games, and I don't even think it would matter that much. The trees growing in the background from catching the insects is just not something you can replicate at all. So yeah, impossible category, Flutter Speed. Lightning Bolting. Not only can people not teleport in real life, but even if you could, this would be an extremely dangerous thing to pull off. And also, you would have to have a cloud that is self-sustaining that could shoot lightning bolts at will. Yeah, this one's at the top of impossible. Yumbot Simulator. You already know where this is gonna go. Our first, maybe possible with robots. Literally a robot operating the machine. All you have to program it to do is catch the flan and spin its wrist. I'm pretty sure a super smart engineer could build this robot in real life, not gonna lie. Now, Wiper Boss is interesting because, once again, these creatures don't exist in real life, so if that's your criteria, impossible. But if you just replicated it by having a giant windshield wiper that people stood on, and they put a rain machine on it, then I could totally see this being maybe easy or possible. I would say it's easy just because the wiper, actually no, the song gets pretty fast, so I'll put it's impossible. This one is pretty difficult because the song tempo speeds up greatly, so it's not as easy as it looks. Soccer Dreams. This one would be extremely hard because not only would you have to be a talented soccer player, but you would also have to be a professional level gymnast to hit the ball upward and do a backflip bicycle kick in the opposite direction. Definitely possible, but it would obviously be extremely hard, especially for a middle school girl. I don't know how she does it in the game. She's just crazy, I guess. Sweeper Star. Now, Sweeper Star is very interesting because it would be extremely terrifying to do because you're standing on steel beams. But in terms of the actual activity, I will put this in easy. You're literally just moving to a queue, sweeping on the construction beam, and if it was definitely not done at a skyscraper height, I feel like most people will be able to do this easily. Maybe the spinning kind of puts it down a peg because they do spin pretty fast. So not as easy as I thought, but the regular stuff is extremely possible. Just don't be afraid of heights. A for effort. I don't even know. Yeah, A for effort, you go, I don't even know what you're doing in this minigame. I got nothing. Y'all can tell me in the comments below. I have no clue what this is. Spirit Slasher. Same as Samurai Slice, assuming that the spirits are real would be impossible. But if it's just fruit thrown at you, this would probably be easier than Samurai Slice. It feels like the spirits just run into his sword, I'm not gonna lie. Probably the easiest minigame, or one of the easiest in the game. Soda Hop. Literally just jump roping. Do I need to explain more? Quick Hands. This is the Karate Man Joe of this game, and I would say it's probably the easiest one. Catching sticks to the beat of a song? Probably an easy category. The only thing that would be hard is the little mix-up beat, but yeah, nothing to say more there. High Five Fever. Okay, is it just me, or is Rhythm Heaven Groove the easiest Rhythm Heaven game to do in real life? Again, super simple to do, really easy. Germ Aerobics. Same rules apply. If you think germs have to do it and you have to train bacteria, then it's impossible. But if it's humans just I don't know, standing in a colony, some standing on top of each other, then I would just say it's pretty hard, but not extremely hard. What they're doing is just moving up and down, and the cues are very forgiving in terms of the timing. So yeah, not that hard. Space Sentry may be possible with robots because it is just a giant statue shooting stones at meteors. Although it might be impossible because you would have to have a consistent stream of meteors shot at you. So yeah, this is probably impossible. Thank goodness, because if there were meteors being shot at us at the same rate this minigame shows, then we would have much bigger problems on our hands. Synchro Wings, the worst minigame in the entire game, and also another impossible one, because humans can't fly, and I don't think birds fly like this when they do migration, so you can't say, oh, birds do this in real life, because we just don't know. So, impossible. In the trash bin you go. Deep Sea. Not only would a paddled submarine depicted like this be hilariously inefficient, but it would also be quite dangerous, as you would need a motor to keep the pressurized ocean out from your vessel, and the way they had to row super hard just to move a tiny inch, simply not feasible. I don't think you understand how heavy water pressure is, but those paddles are not going anywhere, even if you did have super strength somehow. And that was Rhythm Heaven Groove, everyone. By far the easiest Rhythm Heaven game to perform in your life. I mean, so many of these entries were either an easy or really easy. But please, tell me what your favorite minigames are in the comments below, as I'll be watching. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.